Kirby is in the stage of her life where she unfortunately needs humbling. So she is about to go to the round pen with Stephanie. Now, if you were here for when Kirby was born, this isn't a shock to you, okay? She's been a sass monster since she came out the womb. But here in like 6 to 8 months, she's gonna be doing what the 2-year-olds are doing, you know? She's gonna be going to the round pen. She's going to be having a saddle put on her. And it's gonna be a whole lot easier and safer if she doesn't get this, this complex that she gets to do whatever she wants. Because right now, that's what she thinks her world is, you know? So it's not gonna be anything big. We're gonna take her to the round pen and then we'll talk about it from there. So Miss Stephanie is going to be your new mommy, okay? Let's just put it plainly. I don't know what it is. In the last 2 weeks, she just said, I have no manners whatsoever. And she's been a bit of a bully to everyone who has to handle her. And so even though she is far away from having to actually work and be ridden, she still has to be polite. At least she's walking calmer today, but she did go run her little heart out with her little yearling friends. So she's a little tireder. I feel like it might have something to do with the fact that we had like 10 days of rain. And so she was not on her normal turnout schedule. She wasn't getting the energy out that she normally does. But whatever the reason for her attitude problem, it's getting nipped in the bud. Her big sister Molly's here to watch. Charlotte's judging. Ginger obviously is watching. So she's just gonna lunge her around like normal to get a little energy out to start. She's very cutesy. You know, a lot of just starting them in the round pen and lunging is teaching them to pay attention to your body language. So she's going to probably turn her around a couple of times and just enforce that she's, you know, she's the one bossing this situation around. It's not so much about just running them around in a circle. Like that does very little. It's about also working their mind and joining them up with you. It's also important to start separating the yearlings now because they've all just been going out in the pasture together. They have had zero responsibility, zero job. And so they get a little buddy sour and they're not terrible, but it's time for them to realize that they have to do things by themselves separately. Okay, so now that she's, you know, gotten a little energy out, and honestly, she behaved really well, lunging like better than we thought because yesterday she was psycho. She's just gonna do some exercises, getting her to move off of her body. And then she's already done this once, but she's using the feed sack that she uses on the 2-year-olds and on Charlotte and stuff like that, just to, you know, quote unquote, sack her out, get her used to things flapping on her, you know, desensitizing her a bit. I mean, she's taking that super well. Look at that cute little face. Of course, when I say that my babies are bad, they act good and they prove me wrong. They always make me a liar. But I guess if a horse is gonna make me a liar, I'd rather them be good when I say they're bad. You know, like that's not the worst thing ever. Also, after today, Knox told us that he's not allowed to be with women anymore. He made a couple advances on Miss Kirby. So we might be introducing her to the 2-year-olds tomorrow. So you'll have to stay tuned for that. And not gonna lie, they'll probably whip her into shape. I have a feeling in the yearling pasture, Kirby has been the boss up until this point. And I think it'd be good for her to not be the boss in every aspect going forward for a little while. So stay tuned for more with Miss Kirby because normally my yearlings are just kind of hanging out in the pasture, but she's getting a little special treatment so that she's a nice girl to everybody. As a horse breeder, there is something so special about a foal from the very first foal crop of a young stallion that you've believed in since before he showed or he performed or anything. And that's what this baby is for me. And then what makes it even more special is the fact that this mare, Annie, who's his mama, was born and raised here. Like literally, I've owned her every minute of her life. I was the one to throw the first leg over her, put the first rides, take her to her first show, get her first points. And so when you put the fact that I have such an emotional connection to both of these horses, and then they created this, and he's so fantastic, it's the extra special. And you know, this past week, I was showing both Kennedy, which is this little fella's grandmother, and his sire, First Things First, Denver. And one day, my hope is to have him at a show and to be doing the same thing. And then you'll hear Catherine Van Slyke writing RS, First Shots Fired. And that's just gonna be mind-blowing. Like that's just going to be, I'm going to bawl my eyes out. Wait, we were having a moment, Gunner. We were having a moment and then you got distracted by your Aunt Margot. Look how much bigger he is than Margot. He's gonna be a big boy. He's younger than her, but they have, like Margot is his aunt because his sire, Denver, is the maternal brother to Margot. Yeah, anyway, it's all confusing. Can't decide, are you gonna shed out super dark like your mommy Annie? Are you gonna be that dark? Oh, okay, so you're already like her. Got it, you're a rotten mess. It's insane how much he looks like her as a baby, and he is rotten. Like he's already being a little mess. You're being a little turd, you know that? But that's also who I gravitate towards. I gravitate towards the spicy turds. Ergo, why I'm keeping her and him, and why I've owned Annie for all 11 years of her life. Annie's like my favorite color ever. This dark, gorgeous liver chestnut. Like, a lot of people think she's brown, but she's red. Genetically, she is a red color. She's just liver chestnut. And I think Miss Margot here, because she looks a lot like her brother Denver as a baby, and then he got so dark as he grew. I think both of these foals have a potential of being considered liver chestnuts. I don't know. Let me know what you think. I think for sure Gunner could. He's looking pretty dark. Excuse me, sir. Excuse me. See what I mean? Like, I just like the bad ones. But the bad ones are also always gorgeous. Like, they know that they have pretty privilege somehow. Yeah, you all have pretty privilege and you're all gorgeous, and that's why you're all little turds. Yeah, you're bad babies. You bad baby. Don't be biting me. Stop it. Anyway, I don't feel like I've been giving Gunner the amount of screen time that he deserves. So I figured he just deserved his own little, I don't know. I don't even know what this video is. Just look at him. That's all. Just look at him being a bad, gorgeous little boy. Oh, and let me know if you think he's going to end up as dark as his mama. I think both of them might, personally. We have to figure out a registered name for Margot. Now, first off, who even is this lady? Like, she's a hunk of woman. She's shedding out. She's roan. She's chunky. She's gorgeous, okay? So for those that don't know the backstory of Margot, she is biologically the daughter of my Mare Kennedy. And then her recent mama, Maggie, had colic surgery twice while she was pregnant with her. So then she needed a nurse mare, which is Gracie. So technically she has 3 mamas, which is beautiful. But it made us think maybe we should include that in her registered name. So one of the registered options that a lot of people suggested and liked, and I also like, is the name RS, 3 times a lady. Now, we put RS in the front of all of our foals' names due to the fact that my farm is Running Springs. That's my family farm. My parents started it. And so a lot of breeding farms will put like a prefix so that you know when a foal comes from them. Look at this chunky booty. She's amazing. Anyway, RS, 3 times a lady. It gives a nod to the fact that 3 amazing mares raised her and created her. And then it brings in the lady word because her biological mom, who is a fantastic show horse, her name is VS, the first lady. So a lot of her babies have first in the name, or lady. Are you watching your other mama, Maggie? She's about to go get her laser and her PEMF. Okay, so option 1, RS, 3 times a lady. The other option was very cutesy, and it's because her nurse mare, who did not have to step up the way she did, her name is Gracie. And so they suggested that her name be RS, Maid of Grace. And that also brings in the fact that her sire is Machine Made. So you bring in Maid from Machine Made, and then you tie in Gracie, you know, because that's the mama that stepped up to take care of her and raise her. And it's really, really sweet. So I also love that one. And honestly, this one might be my favorite. RS Margarita. I'll even throw in, I don't mind, Spicy Margarita, just because she's a little spicy little redhead. Her name's Margot. We kind of named her Margot because it's like another option of like Maggie, you know, like they all stem from like Margaret, and Margot and Maggie are nicknames for that same name. Anyway, lots to unpack there, but I do like that, like just RS Margarita, or, you know, Spicy Margarita or something like that. I think it's memorable. I think it's catchy. I think it's fun. So out of those 3, let me know which is your favorite. I honestly think any of the 3 would be fantastic and would work and would fit for her. So would love to hear your thoughts.